Good evening, everyone. Good evening and happy Independence Day. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. It's the Independence celebration of the Philippines. Once again, without further ado, I would like to present to you our Master of Divinity, Emmanuel Garibay. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having this moment again to have a conversation with you. And Carol asked to title this the topic surrealism. Uh, to be honest with you, it's not something I can really authoritatively discuss, mainly because my works are, you would say, kind of the opposite of it. Surrealism basically are works of artists um, somewhere early 20th century, sometimes from the turn of the century, from 19th to 20th, and then up to the early 20th century, and deals mainly about the forays into the unconscious or the subconscious. So it has no intent of coming up with a rational narrative. My works apply the principle of violating the constraints of time and space, meaning to say, I put in elements that do not necessarily belong to the same time and space in order to come up with some kind of a coherent narrative. So the conscious and deliberate narrative in the process goes against the very idea of just letting your irrational subconscious take the lead in coming up with the forms. Siguro, to give you an idea, let's just go through some of the very small number of works that I have prepared for this morning. So we can start with this one. This should be very familiar with most of you. It's an eye, but you have, like, instead of the blue of the pupil, you have an image of the sky with clouds in it. And then at the very center, you have this thing that's kind of at the center of the pupil of the eye. So, and Magritte is known for his playful use of forms and in order to kind of create a disorienting a perspective of something of the familiar. So this was one of the things that was kind of an interest among them. No? So you have Salvador Dali. So again, you don't normally see clocks melting in a desolated landscape. No? So, and then of course, there's the portrait of the artist in the foreground. No? This persistence of memory. That sense of consciousness pertaining to time and the flexibility of time itself. You have to take note that during this time, artists were very much influenced by philosophers. Among the things that concerned them was the contrast between reality, its perception, whether reality exists only in our minds or whether what we see is reality or just a representation of a higher form that exists in the world of forms. Artists are constantly wrestling with ideas, and the result of that is the production of art that reflect their thoughts on these ideas. So in some ways, you can say that they visualize the ideas of the the philosophers or the philosophies of their time. This is Frida Kahlo, no? A famous Mexican feminist painter, married to the very famous artist Diego Rivera. And as you can see, this may in a bit kind of diverge from surrealism as we know it, because this is more of surrealism, again, very conscious of how of using the images metaphorically in order to tell a narrative. So in this image, it portrays, you know, an aspect of her relationship with her husband, Diego Rivera. This is by Max Ernst. I keep saying under Breton. I don't know. I mean, under Breton is of course noted as the one of the major founders and pioneer of surrealism. So I think the title to this one is The Barbarians. Well, it's not, I mean, again, don't try to figure out too much about some kind of a literary narrative in it. So from Europe, we go to the Philippines. No? So these are two famous Filipino artists. One is a national artist. On the left is Cesar Legaspi. The tree planters. No? So parang it's a little bit medyo madrama just simply for the act of tree planting, but then it appears to have foretold contemporary and near future scenario where we are facing a lot of ecological problems as a result of our rampant abuse of nature. No? On the other side is a painting by Charlie Koch. He's actually a contemporary of mine. He's quite young, and it's a kind of an image that reminds me something of a Max Beckmann painting, figures on a boat in the sea, things like that. But this is done in a very different manner. It's much more realistic. I mean, more expressionistic, not in terms of the use of the brush strokes. The title to this piece is Batas, and so what I'm saying is there's like a segue from surrealism to another approach to social realism, which uses metaphors and some familiar images, and then kind of putting them together in unlikely manner where you would never see them together in reality, you know. So like in this case, it appears to be a throwback to the story of the Garden of Eden, where the first transgression takes place. So that's why the title is Batas, no? On the upper right corner is an image copied from a sculpture by Michelangelo, a sculpture of Moses. The first guy who is supposed to have kind of gotten a direct order from God as to how humans should behave. Therefore, Moses was given a set of 10 commandments written in stone. So that's what you see on the upper right corner. And on the upper left is an image of a banana plastered or kind of stuck to the wall with a duct tape. In this case, I had it painted and framed as sort of a statement that says that we are part of our human nature is we're constantly doing acts of transgression. No? So parang the the banana artwork, which sold at a very high price in a recent auction, is one of those controversies or one of those things that kind of push our understanding of what art is. And not long from now, Carol will be talking about NFT, which is a new dimension in the realm of the art market, but not only of the art market, but also of currencies, the evolution of currencies, you can say. So as you can see, the image here is really all about trying to figure out our humanity. That's why in the foreground, you have a monkey dressed as some kind of a business executive or something, and then a snake, which is being held by Adam, which comes across as some kind of a phallic image. So it's all about this mix of images that sort of portrays how close are we to nature, and how far apart are we from nature. The next one is a throwback to how we became what we are as a nation. So you have this Spanish friar, apparently looking. If you're familiar with the orders, you should know what order this guy comes from. No, I think he's Dominican. No, anyway, they were among the most visible religious order in the land, and also made famous by Jose Rizal in his novel Noli Me Tangere. So this is a story of how we were kind of colonized. So I think the symbolism is kind of really straightforward, and there are insinuations or there are suggestions in this image, and I would just let the viewer decide what they're about. So this image should have something very familiar to us, no? Ayan. So the lady in the picture is obviously a copy from a famous painting by Fernando Amorsolo. So, but instead of the palay, which in a very interesting way, maybe Amorsolo does not really know so much about in spite of the many pastoral scenes he painted, he seems to be unfamiliar with the nature of the palay, because he had this pretty lady, clutching a bunch of palay straws in her hand, which is very itchy actually when it comes in direct contact with the skin. No? So normally those who would harvest the palay would have long sleeves, would put on long sleeves. No? So, but in this case, she no longer has the palay straws in her hand, but has actually a bowl of apples. No? And then in the background, you see images of imperialist powers, the United States, Japan, and then in the far left is that of China, which is kind of looking from a distance and kind of prospecting what possible gains he can get from kind of subjugating or subduing us. No? So parang it's both a story of the past, and of course you have the biggest image of that of the Spanish friars, which has the most influence in us as far as culture and religiosity is concerned. No? Yeah, so yeah, we have this. So this is like a story of our country right now. It's in such a mess, and it has a lot to do with the guy running it. So But this won't get you into trouble, Carol, because I'm the one talking, So yeah, so he has instilled an atmosphere of terror, a mentality of impunity in the military, kind of just anyone can just be arbitrarily subjected to the persecution of the state, sometimes just on the whim of some person who wields so much power. Well, the next one is basically just a reinforcement of my basic position as to the role of the institutions in our country, not just in our country, but this is more of a global phenomenon. But fortunately for the countries from where the ideology of religion came from, they have kind of gone beyond the constricting effect of religious ideology. And like in our case, we're still pretty much mired in it. And that's why it's the main thing that keeps us from really growing, The manner by which I approach my work as partly influenced by what surrealism has contributed to the art scene. It's just the whole idea that you can transgress the rules of realism or reality and kind of just put in, even in an arbitrary manner, elements and images and forms that can support or reinforce the whole idea that you're trying to convey. In other words, the idea or the message is more important than the form. So the form is more of a medium for the idea.
All right. I think this would be a great segue to present the 21st century art as we know it. At this point, I would like to invite your attention before we dig deeper into what is NFT in the digital art. Let me take you back to 2007 when the Bitcoins, the cryptocurrency, first came out. And it was so cheap back then, but the federal authorities were really eyeing on it. Post 9/11, the world has changed. We have terrorism, we have drug lords, and they need to use money that's not taxable or money that you cannot follow. Remember, in those days, the rule was follow the money post 9/11. So then came the Bitcoin. And we weren't taking it seriously, but I don't want to do it because it was initially involved with the underworld. But recently, a new cryptocurrency came out and it's called the Ethereum. So this Ethereum is now emerged as the main cryptocurrency that's being used in digital art. So this year, the 21st century, you heard of the news, the $69 million sale every days. Every days is a collection of 5,000 paintings that this gentleman did every single day. His handle in the cryptocurrency world is Beeple, but his real name is Mr. Winkleman. So Beeple put this together using another technology that makes it so clear. So when you look at each one up close, the resolution appears to be so clear. But in reality, he was using a like a gaming device that wasn't really intended for that, but it really worked. And can you imagine 69 million? The masters here will tell us when was the biggest auction of Picasso that you knew, that you remember, right? Something like this for 69 million. So this woke up Wall Street. this was like a wake-up call. So now everybody's talking, what is that? And then came the crypto kitty. These things are the kitties that they say. Okay. But let me tell you first that when you talk of NFT, it's non-fungible token. Non-fungible means it's not replaceable. Like this kitty here, it has a distinct token ID consisting of several letters, small letters, and some numbers. And that's not replaceable. It's like the painting. So when you look at the Garibay painting, for instance, or the Anemi Miranda painting, those are not replaceable. So the question now in the world is, how do you marry the sales of traditional art, classical artists, into this platform, the digital platform? When you talk of NFT, right now, there are three platforms. Actually, the two are more famous. You have the OpenSea and the Rarible. Let me just show you quickly what Rarible is. Because when you look at the platform, and I invite you to go to rarible.com. So I tried to set up the Eagle Charities store inside the Rarible platform. So you got to put your own insignia there. So now you have a store. There's a lot of challenge learning how to do this the first time, because everything is like working as it's like encrypted. They're like digits. We're so foreign to this. There's not even a real word. Even the key is very algorithmic. They're going to throw you a like set of 12 words that you have to write down because that is your key. And if you lose that, you can never log in again. Now, just for the sake of the boys that were helping with the Eagle Eye charities, I tried to upload one of my favorite video just to give me the real, feeling, the real sense. So the NFT is actually, you can sell image that is a still image created by you. It could be animated or it could be a video. It could be a video of something important to you. It could be a video of old stars in the past. So I just tested uploading this. So now I found out that when you upload in rarible.com, there's a way that the same video can be seen in OpenSea. Now the pricing, now this is where the difference come in. It's not US dollars. We're not really talking money here. So now you might say, so how do you price something like this? So now we're in OpenSea. OpenSea is the biggest platform actually for the NFTs. But I asked the users, this next generation, including my own daughter, why are you using Rarible? And she's saying that, well, it's easier to emerge as an artist if you're in Rarible. But in OpenSea, this is like a whole big ocean that you're going to swim. So here, what happens is when you sell this and it becomes resold, here's the difference between you selling your traditional art. Every time you resell an item, an NFT, you can name your price as to your royalty for life. So once this becomes is resold, for example, to another party, another party, another party, you get a 10% of the price. For the first time in the art world, the identity, the fact that this is something yours, and this is what they pride themselves to be. Why in this virtual world? But then nothing could stop you from putting additional bonus. For example, in this case, if they buy this at the price of 0.4 Ethereum, which is like $500, they get a mixed media painting at the same time. But that is just the starting bid. Now, getting to the OpenSea means that you need to open what you call a digital wallet. So now it's becoming more complicated. This digital wallet, let me just show you. Oh, these are some of the items that's sold by my daughter. I have to borrow her figure, sorry. But I gotta show you. This is a sample of animation. Something like that sells for $2,500. And that's like a few second spot. And this objects here, they're selling this. They put something like so many pieces. So you have the option to sell once, one time, or create 1,000 pieces and sell the 1,000 pieces. So I created, hold on, let me show you. I'm talking about Ethereum. I want to pick up on that. All right. We have here a crypto wallet. So in this world, you use your US dollars to buy a cryptocurrency. And if you want to be in NFT, it's called Ethereum. And people ask me, which is better, Bitcoin or Ethereum? As an advisor in this business, I really do not want my clients, especially the baby boomers who are enjoying the retirement, to put their money into Bitcoin. And the reason is that they're saying Wall Street hate Bitcoin because there's no real asset. It's like a stored value. So people in the other side are just holding onto them as a stored value, but there's no real, like when you're holding stocks of a corporation, there's a real corporation, right? But that's not the case in a Bitcoin. It's not even a currency of any country. Now the Ethereum, why am I buying Ethereum? Just to set up the store. So this crypto wallet, for example, this is called the MetaMask. The MetaMask is something that you download online. So you go to MetaMask, and if I invite everyone to go to our website, eaglecharities.org, and under gallery, there's the word NFT, because I uploaded here study materials for you to go back, because we don't have time to really go back down to the details of how to do all of this. But if you click this, it will show you how to upload the crypto wallet. Now, there are two things. For those who live in New York City, if you have this MetaMask, it's very difficult to buy using your US dollars to buy the Ethereum and load it. So what I did, I have to use another crypto wallet. And from there, I have to transfer the money, the Ethereum, into this crypto wallet. So this MetaMask has already an extension on my computer. So every time I log in, actually, it shows me that you must connect your wallet. So you see how this world is very protective. You cannot just enter. They have so many layers of security even before you can enter your store, your variable store, or your mint. Let me show you another store that I discovered. This is the third platform, the Mintable app. So the Mintable app, oh, it even got me out already. You see how they want me to log in again, entering, you see how it shows connect a wallet. I don't know if you can see that on your end, but how it works, I uploaded it here already so you can see. I started putting some videos again, just to test it. So I uploaded some video of my travel, and look at the pricing here, 0.017981 Ethereum. That is how you spend the money. Now, if you convert that, that's approximately $450. And what's the disadvantage? If this drops, then your $450 will probably be $250. That's the disadvantage. Now, let's talk about art. What I love about this Mintable is that Mintable.app, there is no gas. When you when you say minting, technically it's like saying uploading, all right? They're just being technical about minting into the into the blockchain, but really you're just uploading it into a new system. And then you're being assigned a token. These are really my paintings. I just wanted to see how it looks like. So after I uploaded it, I put a message that I am actually selling the painting itself. So if we go to the Mintable app, let me take you either, even just to either the Rarible or the Mintable app. Just remember these names. Okay, this is the Mintable app. So that's how it looks like. It's gonna ask you to create your store, but let me show you the kind of art pieces that people are selling here. It's kind of crazy. Can you see Bruce Lee right now? Okay. If you see the video of Bruce Lee, which I'm showing on the screen right now, you see these are old videos. People uploaded them and they're selling them. But there are so many kind of format. It's not just the videos. You have real art here. And let me show you some real art. Some are animations like this, Eye of the Beholder. Some are like illustrations. And the guy who put this whale in the crypto world. So now the guy who put this, it's a real painting. So what I'm saying is you can have the real painting and upload it here. Look, guys, look at the price, 229,668. And you wonder, why is it this much price, and why is it people like Beeple was able to sell $69 million for such a, a collection of 5,000 pieces? They put a premium on the fact that this is yours. It's a non-fungible, irreplaceable piece of art that really belongs to you. And they pride themselves of owning this in the crypto world. And then you will be asked, are you transferring the copyright? If you want a higher price, you have to put yes. Again, the advantage of using the NFT, you get to have a 10% or a 5% right forever. I love this website, Mintable.app, because when I discovered this, it's like the solution to us for all those who wants to get into the NFT and we cannot afford it. Because let me tell you, the first time I uploaded here in Rarible, it was very, very expensive. And my daughter was telling me it's expensive right now. Try it again tomorrow. Like that simple upload there cost me about $65 with gas and some other fees. But you know what? I just want to give it a try. So there you go. In this world, it's totally different. I think it is worth giving it a shot. You can use things like the CDI, like what that guy used, Beeple. You can use CDI to try and animate your objects, or you can just use basic painting. Now, here's the thing. Once we set up something like this, Eagle Charters already have this, and I want to offer this to all our artists in the group, that let's start filling it up. Once I upload about 1,000 figures, we're in business. Because if you have like 10, 20 of this, it's not really gonna move that fast. But if you keep on uploading, you get to be noticed. So at the end of the website, I know that it's a lot to take in one day. If this is the first time you're listening to NFT, I uploaded here like a definition. What is NFT? This is directly from the Mintable.app. Minting your NFT, this is from us. We can help you mint your NFT. All we need is the image. And if you want to really sell the painting or just a copy like a jiggly, that's possible. We can ship that from anywhere in the world because the pricing here is a little bit different. And if you click this MetaMask here, it's going to take you on how to open the crypto wallet. But like I said, it is very complicated if you're doing this for the first time. I would suggest that you can take a ride with the Eagle Charities, because on this page, we are launching today our very own NFT store.
So the difference between OpenSea and Rarible is that when you upload or an image or a video or even a music clip to OpenSea, you don't have to pay for minting fees until the artwork or the piece that you're trying to sell is sold. Until then, it's called lazy minting. So lazy minting is free. Basically, you upload it into the OpenSea forum, but it's not fully minted compared to Rarible until it's sold. So that's one of the main differences between Rarible and OpenSea. And so, you know, some of the artworks that we have in there, it could be anywhere from artworks that you have personally. The top 5, actually, it's 3D, abstract, what's the other one? Animation, GIFs, and actually surrealism. So it does relate to this topic that we're talking about. CryptoPunks, the kitties that Ms. Carol just mentioned, these are the top, you know, type of NFTs you can sell. But you do get, like, you know, artists who sell their physical art and combine it with their NFT, and you can actually make a profit either by selling both or one of them. And one success story that Carol just mentioned is Beeple. So Beeple, believe it or not, the most he's ever sold for a physical artwork was $100. For an NFT, he sold it for $69 million. So you see the, you know, the type of different mechanisms that can happen if you combine your NFT with your physical artwork. Your physical artwork may sell for, let's say, 2,000. Then all of a sudden, somebody who sees NFT, who's a diehard NFT fan, wants it and buys it for a couple $1,000,000. It can go either way. So that's the experience and some knowledge I just wanted to add on to the NFT thing. So
It's amazing, like people are talking in Wall Street, how these guys are beating us, the real investors of Wall Street, and how you sell a painting for $69 million when it's just really a collage of 5,000 of his paintings that wouldn't even sell in reality. So he put it together, and then he created this, and an auction house like Christie's. Christie's is even involved in this, so it's amazing. So since we're now learning into this, we cannot really ignore that the NFT platform is one of the platforms that we must look into. And you need to have a group. You don't have to go it alone, because Gino, how many are artists do you use in your platform? How many are you?
So far, I mean, we just started the OpenSea, so we're just putting our own, like, you know, things in ice, like just 2 of us. But then, you know, it could be, you know, sky's the limit. We're just gathering some information. It's like you mentioned, it's a new platform, and sometimes people aren't aware. And this is where we have sessions like this, educate and to talk about it some more, because like you mentioned, it's something that is the way of the future. It has its ups and downs, but a lot of people, the NBA, you got, you know, video game, UC Berkeley, you know, Twitter, people who are using NFTs nowadays, and it's something that could really hit off. And so right now it's still open, but we have 2 people right now.
So one of the reasons met upon the interview, because the MoMA, Modern Museum of Arts, no less, is taking, you know, notice of what's happening in this very different platform of selling. And the reason the buyer, we call him Meta Coven. Meta Coven is an Indian guy, and his real name is Vignesh Sundaresan. So Vignesh reason for spending that much is that this is something so unique that he knows it did not take a lot of time to make it look like it's even a wrong system of the using the camera. It was extensively discussed during the MoMA meeting, and it worked because according to Vignesh, it's something that he knows will belong to him and just to him. But if you think about it, it's the same thing. If I have the painting of Garibay, of Miranda, it has the uniqueness So in this underworld, what they're talking about is the non-fungible characteristic. Plus, when you sell the art, like if somebody sells, if I sell Nemiranda art or the Garibay art, they can claim 10% if that is what's in the store. Under the Mintable app, it's if it's a gasless minting, meaning there's no payment in minting it, it's about 5% royalty for life. Every single time that keeps moving on, it's going to be in the contract that the owner of the painting is going to get 5%. So this is really, really big in the market. And even MoMA is taking notice. Wall Street is taking notice. And one of the biggest supplier that I saw in Mintable app has about 1,200 artists. And they uploaded about 4,000 works. They sold about 2,000. And when you look at them, they're so simple. It's not even close to one of the sketches of Master Nemiranda that he can do in a few minutes. So it is so amazing. So guys, at this point, I'm gonna ask you, take a look at all your drawings, and we need to work together, start getting into this new form. Eagle Eye Chart is already invested into minting some of the items because we just want to get our feet wet. But it's nice to know that in the OpenSea, is that right? You don't have to pay the gas?
It's just going to be lazy minted until you sell it. And then
Oh,
you don't
wow.
have to pay for gas afterwards. Yes.
Well, that's huge, because I'm telling you, in Rarible, it costs a lot of money, sometimes $100. At the low ball, it's about $30 or $15, but never really get that low. I uploaded for $65. Can you imagine? So it can easily cost a lot of money. Well, folks, we are now in gallery view, and it's such a new topic to talk about, and I would love to continue this conversation. Let's try to mint more of these NFTs and put it in the blockchain, okay? Let's mint more of your images. We'll put it in the blockchain and start selling, because that's the only way you're going to get the real feel of what NFT selling is like. If you go to eaglecherries.org, we uploaded our own page about NFT so that you can start learning. This is the talks, this is the discussion of MoMA. Where is this NFT taking the real world of art? So this is a very extensive discussion of, how is this affecting the contemporary artists of this time? And then these are the three platforms that you could see for yourself: the Rarible, the Mintable app, and you have here the OpenSea. We're going to open our own account of the OpenSea. I just love looking at my girls project here. Oh, I just love this thing. Imagine a few seconds. So if you get the creative video like that, and I think they use CDI to do this type of animation. Filipinos are so good in animation. Few seconds, you sell for a few $1,000s. Hey, why not? So again, it's in this site. Okay, this is our 1 full year since we have been doing this virtual mentoring and this virtual shows. Our first virtual show was last year, 4th of July. So now I am very glad that we're back to normal and we have the masters working together. Next up, for your information, the next mentoring is Manny Garibay and Renato Habula and Justiniano. They're doing the next mentoring next week, actually. So thank you, and congratulations, both gentlemen, masters. Congratulations in advance for the opening. And mabuhay po tayong lahat.